Hello my friends, this is Mike and Mindy in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'm going to make this video to answer as many questions as possible as to what is in the kit and how to put it together. And we're going to assemble the whole kit right here, right now, and start making water with it. So Mindy here is going to just pull out one piece at a time. This is the high pressure pump. High pressure hose. There's a 20 micron filter. There's the 5 micron filter, and this should be the 20 micron filter. There's some half-inch hose. More lines. This is the rinse timer. Check valves and low pressure. And this is a high pressure gauge and fresh water flow gauge. All pre-assembled, ready to go. Okay, that's the screen, priming pump, fresh water line with total solids analyzer, rinsing hose, and the membrane housing with the membrane already installed. Now that everything is out of the box, let's go ahead and assemble the Watermaker. Let me make a note here. There is a label on the pressure vessel. It says O-ring side. The membrane is already installed, and if you ever remove the membrane, make sure the O-ring goes on the side that is flagged O-ring side. Now let's start with the fresh water output. The fresh water output is already pre-assembled with Teflon tape, ready to go. All you have to do is just insert it into the membrane housing. A little bit of wiggle and pressure should set it all the way down. And now let's install the retainers. Here you'll need a 5mm wrench to snug the screws. Both retainers are in. They don't have to be super tight. Great. Now we're going to do the overboard hose. Find the hose that's labeled overboard and connect it right after the needle valve. And then the fresh water output, it's labeled. Insert that into the back of the flow gauge. And here we have the dissolved solids monitor that gives you an instant indication of the water quality coming out of the membrane. Moving on to the filter assembly. Let's go ahead and connect the T to the two check valves. It's connection 6 and 13. Let's put those together. Great, now let's do connection number 14. 14 is the carbon filter. Great. This is what it looks like when it's all assembled. All the numbers are written out. You got your 20 micron filter going to the 5 micron filter, and from the right after the 5 micron filter, it is number 9. We connect the low pressure gauge. Use the crescent wrench to snug all the connectors. If anything leaks, take Teflon tape. There's one included in the kit. This is connection number 9. We are done with connection number 9. Connection number 10 goes to the high pressure pump. Number 10 to number 10. Okay, number 10 is snug. Moving on to number 11. Number 11 is the high pressure side of the pump. It's a quick disconnect, labeled 11. Snap that in place. There is no need for Teflon tape at the bottom of the quick disconnect. There is already an O-ring in place here. From 11, we go all the way to number 12. Number 12, again, it has an O-ring. There's no need for Teflon tape on this connector either. That's snapped in. Now let's go back to the carbon filter and connect the rinse timer. It is connection number 15. On the other side of the timer comes the garden hose. The garden hose is for rinsing again. It plugs into your house water. Moving on to the priming pump. Let's start with connection number 1 is the screen. Catches the heavy sediment. Connection number 1. Find hose number 2. There we have number 3. Number 3 goes to number 3 on the priming pump. Then number 4 from the priming pump. And the other end is number 5. Number 5 goes to the check valve. Check valve has an arrow. We want to make sure that the arrow points downward towards the filter and the rinsing again towards the 20 micron filter. Now that everything is assembled, let's go ahead and start making water. The first thing I would recommend you do is you fill up the bowl of the screen with water. Seawater, fresh water, it doesn't matter. The priming pump does not like to run dry, so let's do that, and then let's drop that into the water. And let's start the priming pump. Okay, the priming pump is running. It is circulating water from the ocean. We can see here we have 20 psi. That indicates that the filters are flowing and they're not plugged up. When you notice, if you ever notice the pressure drop below 5, then it's definitely time to replace the filters. Now that the water is flowing, let's make sure the needle valve is all the way open to the left, counterclockwise, and go ahead and turn on the high pressure pump. let's go ahead and start increasing the pressure slowly by turning the dial clockwise. Take your time with the pressure. And here we go, we have fresh water flow. This is fresh drinking water. You may turn on the total solids, and we are down to 40 parts per million. Tap water in Florida is between 200 to 250, and we're making better than tap water. You may want to adjust the pressure. Let's stay under 25 gallons, somewhere around 25. And there you have it, folks.